I'm here at CES Day 2 with Gustavo from Field AI. How are you doing today?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing really well, thank you. So could you tell me more about your company?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're here at Field AI. We're based out of Orange County, California. And basically what we want to do is provide autonomy for as many robots as possible. So we're developing autonomy as a service. And our goal is to help the customer and the robot go from point to point autonomously. So in the real world now, we're also deploying these robots in construction sites. So we have robots all over the US and in Asia and other parts of the world. And they're collecting data for the customers and delivering it to the customer.
Oh, that's great. So what was the inspiration behind starting?
Yeah, so actually our company was the origins. We competed through a lot of DARPA robotics challenges. And so there was a big need to have a robot explore environments autonomously. And the whole goal there was to search for important objects that the robot needed to find, right? But doing it autonomously and efficiently, right? So that was the origin of the technology. But now for the company itself, what we want to do is provide AI for humanity. There's a lot of humanitarian needs that the world has. Of course, construction is one of them. But we also want to help provide autonomy in different avenues. Eventually, it could be like in healthcare with the elderly, or it could be, what else do we have? Or it could be like in the energy sector, right, to do inspection of like solar farms, right? So there's a lot of inspection that's needed. And just like this country and other countries, there's a lot of infrastructure that's being built. There's old infrastructure and there's new infrastructure. There's a lot of need for inspection of that infrastructure and making sure it's operating efficiently, right? Yeah.
So are the robots already in use in public?
Yes, they are. So we have two robots right here. We have a spot robot from Boston Dynamics and a robot from Unitree. And so what we do, we equip them with the brain so that they can do the functions autonomously that the customer needs and requires, right? Yeah. So we have robots in the US. We actually have one robot working in Japan right now every day. It works every day in the construction site, collecting data for the customer, and then the customer uses that data to track the progress of their construction site. Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool.
So they're working. They're working, right?
That is really cool that it's actually out there doing its job, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you were to look at the robot a little bit, it's really scratched up. It's had a lot of battle scars from a lot of days in the construction sites. Yeah, so they're working. Yeah.
So as a company, what would you say your mission is?
Yeah. So our mission is definitely creating what we call embodied AI. There's a lot of physical devices. It could be a robot. It can be a tractor. It could be in a construction site. It could be like a forklift or so. Providing autonomy to those physical devices and making them artificially intelligent, right? Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So would you say you have any competitors in the field? And if so, how do you differentiate yourselves from them?
Yeah, absolutely. I think competition is great. So there are competitors, of course. But what we try to do is make the technology very easy and simple to use, right? And ultimately, the easier it is, the less barriers to entry and to experience that technology, right? So that's what our drive is, to make it really easy for people to use, right? Yeah. So that you don't need a robotics degree to use a robot, right? A robot is as simple as using a phone or an appliance or whatever it is, right?
Yeah. So just making it more accessible to the masses.
Yeah, absolutely. Eventually, we're going to have, of course, people say we're going to have robots in the home doing all these crazy things, but for me, the simplest case is having a robot there to help your elderly grandmother clean her room, let's say, so, yeah.
Oh, great, that's fantastic. So what would you say your goals are for this upcoming year?
Absolutely. Our goals is definitely to definitely scale the product, deliver it to all the construction sites as possible, right? But also to explore other domains and be really useful in other domains such as energy sector and other areas, right? Yeah.
Great, that's fantastic. And as my final question, how are you finding CES so far?
Yeah, so I'll say this, my first time CES was like 5 or 6 years ago. I was like a student in college, right? It was a whole different world. And now coming in as a person at a booth, delivering the technology to people, it's a very cool experience, right? I think the startup area is very exciting. A lot of cool technologies just in this aisle. I can't speak for the other ones, right? But very exciting, Yeah.
if you get the chance, you definitely have a look around because there's a lot of stuff going on.
Absolutely. Not just in this booth, but all of Vegas, right? There's a lot of things going on, right? So yeah.
Vegas is just like full of tech right now.
Yeah, so it's the 1 week out of the whole year where it's just tech, pure tech. You can geek out on tech, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, amazing. Thank you so much for taking part today.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and looking forward to having you guys interact with the robots one of these days. So yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.